Hello all, I am Disha Shukla and welcome to the session. Now in this session we are going to discuss about the modulation type analog data digital signal. But before that, what is modulation? Let me revise it for you. Now we have already seen that when a signal is traveling for a long distance, it is possible that the energy of it decreases and hence at the receiver side you don't receive the whole data as it is. So for that we add a high frequency carrier signal to our data so that it can travel for a longer distance without any kind of distortion, or the distortion is less. So this process is called modulation. Or I can again say it in a different way, that if you throw a particular paper at some angle, it will be thrown at a particular distance, but that will be less when as compared to when you put a stone in the paper and then throw. So the stone here acts as a carrier for your paper. This is what the carrier frequency does for our data signal in modulation. I hope this is clear with you. Now basically modulation can be of four types, that is analog data digital signal, analog data analog signal, digital data analog signal, and digital data digital signal. And here we are going to discuss about analog data digital signal. So the very first thing is that there are two types. The analog data digital signal modulation are further divided into two types, that is pulse code modulation and delta modulation. So pulse code modulation is the most common technique to change any analog signal to a digital data. And compared to that, this is a complex technique, so the other technique has been developed to reduce the complexity of PCM, and this simple technique is called the delta modulation. Delta modulation finds the change from the previous values and hence does it further. So moving further, the PCM, that is pulse code modulation, is an encoder, and it follows three processes, that is sampling, quantization, and encoding. Now what is sampling? Now this is the first step in PCM. Sampling is a process of measuring the amplitude of a continuous time signal at a discrete instance, converting the continuous signal into discrete signal. And there are three types of sampling methods. The first is the ideal sampling. In the ideal sampling, that is also known as the instantaneous sampling, pulse from the analog signals are sampled. That is, instantaneous pulses from your when you have an analog signal, from that the instantaneous pulses are sampled. This is an ideal sampling method and cannot be easily implemented. Another type of sampling method is called the natural sampling. Natural sampling is a practical method of sampling in which the pulses have finite width equal to t. The result is a sequence of samples that retain the shape of the analog signal. Flat top sampling. In comparison, the third type of sampling is called the flat top sampling. In comparison to the natural sampling, flat top sampling can be easily obtained. In this sampling technique, the top of the samples remain constant by using a circuit. This is the most common sampling method used. An important consideration in the sampling rate of a frequency is the Nyquist theorem. Now, according to the Nyquist theorem, the sampling rate must be at least 2 times the highest frequency contained in the signal. It is also known as the minimum sampling rate, and it is given by Fs is equal to 2 into Fh, that is the highest frequency. The second process in PCM is quantization. Now the result of sampling is a series of pulses with amplitude values between the maximum and the minimum amplitudes of the signal. The set of the amplitudes can be infinite with non-integral values between the two limits. Now for quantization also we follow different steps. Say the first one is that we assume that the signal has amplitudes between Vmax and Vmin. Vmax and Vmin are the two amplitudes. Now we divide this into L different zones each of height d, where d is equal to Vmax minus Vmin divided by L. The value at each of the sample the value at each of this sample is the actual amplitude. The normalized pulse amplitude modulation values is calculated using the formula amplitude divided by T. And the last process in the PCM method is called encoding. The digitization of the analog signal is done by the encoder. After each sample is quantized, the number of bits per sample is decided, and each sample can be changed to an n-bit coding. Encoding also minimizes the bandwidth used. So moving on forward, now this is the diagram of PCM, that is how the whole process takes place. First, an analog message signal is passed to an LPF, that is a low pass filter. Then it is passed to a sampler, then a quantizer, then an encoder. Now the PCM output is given to the channel that uses a regenerative repeater, and through the channel it is again sent to the regenerative repeater. Now this part begins the receiver section. The channel output is sent to the regeneration circuit, then a decoder, then a reconstruction filter, and then finally it is sent to the destination. Now seeing all this thing in detail, the first thing is the low pass filter. Now this filter eliminates the high frequency components present in the input analog signal, which is greater than the highest frequency of the message signals, so that the aliasing of the message signals can be avoided. Okay, the next process is of the sampler. Now this is the technique which helps to collect the sample data at instantaneous value of the message signal so as to reconstruct the original signal. The sampling rate must be greater than twice the highest frequency component W of the message signal in accordance with the sampling theorem, that is the one that we saw in the Nyquist theorem. The next one is called the quantizer. Now quantizing is a process of reducing the excessive bits and confining the data. The sampled output, when given to a quantizer, it reduces the redundant bits and compresses the value. The next process is the encoder. The digitization of the analog signal is done by the encoder. It designates each quantized level by a binary code. The sampling done here is the sample and hold process. There are three sections. Here, LPF, sampler and quantizer will act as an analog to digital converter. Encoding minimizes the bandwidth used. Now the next process is the regenerative repeater. Now in this section, it increases the signal strength. The output of the channel also has one regenerative repeater circuit to compensate the signal loss and reconstruct the signal, and also it increases the strength. The next portion is the decoder. The decoder circuit decodes the pulse code waveform to reproduce the original signal. This circuit acts as a demodulator here. Now this is the reverse of the processes that we did at the transmitter section. Now the next is the reconstruction filter. After the digital to analog conversion is done by the regenerative circuit and the decoder, a low pass filter is employed, and this is here called a reconstruction filter to get back the original signal. And finally the signal is sent to the destination. Now here the pulse code modulator circuit digitizes the given analog signal code, codes it and samples it, and then transmits it in an analog form. This whole process is repeated in a reverse pattern to obtain the original signal. Now the advantages that we have for a pulse code modulation is that the first one being that analog signals can be transmitted over a high speed digital communication system. Now it's difficult to transmit analog signal over a high speed digital communication, I mean directly transmit it. So using the PCM it becomes easier. The probability of occurring the error will reduce by the use of the appropriate coding methods. The coding methods that we use, that is in the encoder section, if we use an appropriate coding method, then the error occurring rates decreases. PCM is used in the telecom systems, digital audio recording, digitized video special effects, digital video and voicemails. PCM is also used in the radio control units as a transmitter and also a receiver for a remote controlled cars, boats and planes. The PCM signal is more resistant to the interference than a normal signal. So this is all about the first method in analog data digital signal. That is, the whole signal is transformed, is modulated using the pulse code modulation. And again, the pulse code modulation is further divided into three processes. The first one is sampling, the another one is quantization, and the third one is encoding. Sampling means that you divide the whole signal into different samples. Quantization is to limit those samples into a particular value so that the other signals can be eradicated from it. And the last one is encoding, that is you have to transfer the whole signal into a digital signal. The next method that we have is the delta code modulation. Now the delta modulation is an analog to digital and digital to analog signal conversion technique. The delta modulation is employed to realize high signal to noise ratio. It uses 1-bit PCM code to realize the digital transmission of the analog signal. With delta modulation, instead of transmitting a coded illustration of a sample solely one bit is transmitted that merely indicates whether or not the sample is larger or smaller than the previous sample. It is the best type or the simplest type of the differential pulse code modulation. Delta modulation signals is smaller than pulse code modulation system. Now, in a delta modulation system, when a signal is transmitted over a long distance, they get affected by noise and interference. There are several methods invented for elective transmission of the signal over a long distance, that too without an error. The conversion of an analog signal into a digital form has brought a game-changing revolution in the field of communication. Modulation is the common term used in communication system. Communication system uses modulation and demodulation methods for effective transmission of a low frequency signal. When a modulation is used along with the digital signal, it solves many drawbacks of the analog communication. And some of the digital signal processing methods that are used in communication system, the one that we already saw, that is pulse code modulation, and the another that we are seeing is the delta modulation. So basically, delta modulation has its roots in differential pulse code modulation method. It is also known as the simplified form of differential pulse code modulation. Delta modulation is a scheme to permit the use of a simple quantizing strategy for constructing the encoded signal which are oversampled purposely. To increase the correlation between the adjacent samples and the signals as seen in the differential pulse code modulation method. This modulation is also called a 1-bit two-level version of differential pulse code modulation. It provides a staircase approximation of oversampled baseband signals. Here, the difference between the present sample and the previous approximated sample is quantized into two levels, that is plus or minus delta. Now, if the previous approximation is below the preset sample value, then the error is quantized by plus delta. And if the approximation is above the preset value, then the error is quantized by minus delta. Since PCM is very complex technique, the delta modulation technique came into picture. Delta modulation finds the change from the previous value. Here, the modulator, in the figure you can see the first one is the modulator. The modulator is used as the sender site to create a stream of bits from an analog signal. The process reduces a small positive change called delta. If the delta is positive, the process records a 1, else the process records a 0. The modulator builds a second signal that resembles a staircase. The input signal is then compared with this gradually made staircase. Delta modulation uses the oversampling technique to achieve high signal to noise ratio. In delta modulation system, the transmitter circuit is composed of a summer, quantizer, accumulator, and an encoder interconnected with each other. Here, the integrator circuit contains a delay of Ts time. The output of the integrator is a staircase approximation delayed by Ts. This staircase approximation is compared with the preset sampled input signal at the summer, and the difference gives the error signal. This error signal is given to the quantizer circuit, which consists of a hard limiter with an input-output relation. Here the error is quantized into two values, that is plus or minus delta. Then the output of the quantizer is coded to produce the desired delta modulated wave. At the receiver circuit, demodulation is done using an integrator and a low pass filter. The modulated wave is first decoded using a decoder, and then the staircase approximation is reconstructed by passing the positive and the negative pulses produced at the decoder to the integrator. The out-of-band quantization noise in the high frequency staircase waveform is removed by passing the signal through a low pass filter whose bandwidth is equal to the original signal bandwidth. Now moving on to the advantages of delta modulation. Some of them are: it was founded that at a lower bit rates, delta modulation is better than the standard PCM. In a delta modulation system, operation on the voice signals under optimum condition, the signal to noise ratio is increased by 9 decibels by doubling the bit rate. The increase of signal to noise ratio with bit rate is much more dramatic for pulse code modulation than the delta modulation. Therefore, this modulation is recommended only in certain special circumstances, such as when it's necessary to reduce the bit rate below 40 kilobits per second and limited voice quality is tolerable. This modulation technique is used in extreme circuit simplicity and is of overriding importance, and the accompanying use of high bitrate is acceptable. Delta modulation works with lower channel bandwidth. This makes the system cost-effective and simple to implement. The feedback mechanism present in the modulation system ensures the quick and robust delivery of the database. Now, some of the applications of delta modulation systems are: voice transmission systems such as telephone and radio communication highly prefer this modulation technique. Delta modulation is most useful in the systems where timely data delivery at the receiver is more important than the data quality. This modulation is applied to ECG waveforms for database reduction and real-time signal processing. For analog to PCM encoding, this modulation method is used. Delta modulation method is also applied to a television system. So this is all about delta modulation system. Again, here this is another method for analog data to digital transmission with some of the added advantages and decreased complexity as compared to PCM. So this is all about analog to digital analog data digital signals modulation, the first of its type, of the modulation type that we have. If you have any queries, you can contact me. Till then, keep learning.